From North Carolina, by way of street, we got Helena Redmond in the house with us today. Our producer back there, Mr. Mark Lee, keeping it funky, keeping it fast. Always classy and never last. Woo! I'm your host, number 9 on the Grind TV, phone from the front seat, live, coming to you, number 1 Bimini Road. Before we get started, a few shout-outs. What's up, Brenda in Ohio? What's up, Boosie? What's up, Patty? Detroit, I know you turned it out last night, Gabe, with the bitter end. Minneapolis, thank you for that hack, my funk system. Woo! Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, Dr. Brookenstein, you out there. New York City, my hometown, I love y'all. Strong Island, Staten Island, y'all. Man, shouts out to Eric J and the Pierce family. I know we lost Sid, but we love her. She's our angel now. I got you. Bump from the front seat, yo. We getting hype. Helena Redmond's in the house. Vocalist extraordinaire. Stage, screen actress. Poet, activist, and all that good stuff. North Carolina, where you at? South Carolina, Virginia, Georgia. I rode through your state. Jacksonville, Florida. I love y'all down there. Thank you for the hospitality, yo. New Orleans. It's about faith, y'all. It's about trust. You know how we roll. It's about trust. Bust from the front seat. Oklahoma. I got you. Utah. I got you. Detroit. North and South Dakota. I got you as we cross the country. All around the world for the funk. Nebraska, you out there in the corn shucking country, I got you. Bump from the front seat. Nevada, what's up, Joanne? I got you. California, yeah. What's up, Victor Taylor? I'm down to 220, bro. Thanks, coach. I got you out there. Suzanne, I got you. Hawaii, Tokyo, I'm Young High, say yo. Japan, Germany, Australia, I got you. What's up, people over there down under? Mate, I got you, Elizabeth in Ireland. Copolino, I got you in Italy, bro. Everybody clap your hands. All around the world for the funk. Ain't nothing gonna come between us, yo. Helena Redmond's in the house. Dubai, Africa, I got you. Sweden, I got you. Yeah. Nothing but that funk, y'all. Alaska, North, South, Pole, we got you. Funk from the front seat is upon you. So y'all hang tight, sit back and relax as we bring this show, park the car, pop it in reverse, bump back a little bit, and y'all hang out and chill with us for a little while we're going to talk a little bit about one of the most incredible singers I've ever met. Had the pleasure of working with her in a few different situations, and now she part-time subs in my thing, which is dope. Helena Redmond's in the house, so y'all hang tight. Follow her on all her social media outlets. She's really blowing up, and I'm just grateful and honored to have her on the show today. It's a beautiful thing. Mark Lee, the producer back there, keeping it funky, keeping it fast, always sassy, never classy, always funky behind the glass, which I love him for that. Producer extraordinaire, Mr. Mark Lee, couldn't do the show without him. And everybody tuning in that's watching, all you funky fans out there all around the world, I shout y'all out. And, of course, we run this show again at 6 and again at 12 o'clock. For all the people that's just tuning in, if you have a birthday today, we love you. If you have an anniversary today, we love you. If someone transitioned on and is in the next realm, we love you. And we send our, condolences and our prayers and thoughts and all that good stuff. All the wars around the world. I mean, let's face it. We know war is bad. We know the darkness is out there. The evil is out there. We know we have to keep our mind and our third eye tight. Stay locked in. As my boy Eric J would say, stay on code. And Eric J and the Pierce family, we send our sincere condolences to the loss of our sister, Sid. We love you guys. And, we're going to do a quick moment of silence at the end of the show for Sid, man, because she's part of the Funk Army family, and we will miss her. Moving forward, we're getting ready to get into this first trimester of the season, which is spring. So, spring ahead, try to take care of your health, try to exercise a little bit, try to do some good things for your body, stay mentally focused, keep your family tight, and, keep all that negativity and bull stuff around away from you. That's very, very important. So that's going to be our theme for today. Staying in the positive, staying in the light. Peace, love, and harmony is always our mantra. Without further ado, by way of Sweden, and she's my friend and my funk sister, Helena Redmond, all the way from North Kakalaki. Yo! What up?
Hey, what's up, Zack?
You're awake now, right?
Hey, I gotta tell you, my mom just wrote a comment. She said, "Cool clothes." That's what she said about you.
Okay, yo, tell your mom.
There it is.
She's
Yeah.
the first one to comment. I'm wearing the actual Nappy Head Funk Army shirt. What's your mom's name?
Peters.
Who?
Peters.
Peters. Well, hi, Peters. Thank you. Your daughter's amazing, by the way. So I know you in Sweden. What time is it there?
It's 6 o'clock, so they're 6 hours ahead of us. So
okay, so they're having dinner. Well, thank you. Yes, this is the first of many nappy wear, Road Crusader dogs that we putting out, and your daughter is a nice part of my band. So thank you for sending her to America. What's up, Gary Messenger? I hope you feel better, bro. I know you're watching, man. So shout out, man. Helena, let's start at the beginning. First of all, obviously, total cool family. When you went to Sweden on vacation, I was commenting. I was like, I feel like I'm in Sweden because you were sending such cool stuff back. And let me tell you, that's very important. No wonder you are who you are, because you come from that beautiful, background and that stability and all that love, man. So, Peter, thank you. I'm so psyched now. Oh, I got a fan in Sweden.
My mom, she's the biggest love bug in the world. She's amazing. Yeah. She's the best.
Yeah, that's dope, man. So let's go back to Sweden for a minute, if we may.
Yeah.
Tell us who've never been there. And again, we're hanging out with Helena Redmond, amazing vocalist, incredible person, human being, activist, and, different genre. She can just jump into it and knock it out the park. So I'm blessed and honored to have you. But tell us a little bit about Sweden and what it was like growing up there. Not from a family point of view, but basically from a musical point of view. Where were you getting your music from early on?
Whew, that's a big question. I think from many different sources, obviously, but like my mom and dad divorced when I was young. And so certain music we were playing at my house, a lot of Swedish stuff, ABBA and things like that. I don't know, the singer of Eurythmics, Marie Fredriksson, she had a band and she was doing some other stuff. But yeah, like a lot of good Swedish artists, Titio. I don't know if you remember Nene Cherry.
Yes, I do.
Her sister was a huge influence for me. And some really soulful music in Sweden, honestly. But then my dad moved abroad to Brazil. And he lived in Cuba, and so he was a diplomat, and I would travel. So I got so much different influence from so many different areas. He was always listened to, back then I would say weird music, but like now I know that like really influenced me in a huge way to be really open to everything. And I think that's what's made me such a versatile artist today, because I sing in different languages and I try to not get stuck in one pigeonhole. Like I don't want to be boxed in. People ask me, what do you sing? I sing everything. But yeah, so music was a big part of my life, always. Not necessarily something that I was dreaming about doing. It was just, I think I was just born to sing. Like I just started singing as soon as I could make noise. Basically, my mom said I sang before I spoke. So I know now I was born to do that, but I was busy doing other things. I was doing sports, singing in the church choir, in the school choir, but just, I was just singing all the time. You know what I mean? And so like, hey, Kina, my sister is here. I love you.
Hey, Kina. Hi, Brenda.
Yeah. Everybody calls her Anna, but so.
I was saying Brenda was from Ohio. I checked in with her too. Hi, Kina. Hi, Brenda. Man, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no. So I got music from so many different places, and I was always singing, but not thinking that was something that I could really do for a living. It was just a part of me, and I started. I think I've always been singing. I mean, it just wasn't I didn't plan to become what I am today. That's kind of mind blowing sometimes
Yeah,
when I think about that. Like, well, how did this happen? It was just this
yeah.
magnet that would just kept pulling me wherever I was. I always ended up doing music. So I did a musical early on too in Sweden, Showboat,
Okay.
stuff
So a
like
little
that.
showboat
And
action.
listen, I never told you this, but when I was 19, I moved to Stockholm, and I think I broke somebody's heart.
Uh-oh.
And I left to Stockholm, and I shacked up with these guys, these young guys. They were in an original funk band, B for Funk, B, the letter B for Funk.
Hmm.
And that's kind of one of the first. That's one of the first bands I sang in. And we were at the water festival and was talking, super fun, you know. But yeah, I'm thinking back, like when I look at my box of LPs at my mom's house, my vinyl, Shaka Khan, Aretha, Donna Summer, Brazilian stuff, ABBA, Level 42. I don't know if you remember
Oh
them.
God, one of my favorites, yo.
Nelson,
Martine. Are you kidding me?
uh, um, I'm thinking Soul to Soul, all that stuff I was listening to early on and loving and some other
Yeah,
things that I can't, you know. But
yeah.
yeah, yeah, that's a big question.
That's a well-rounded. I mean, when you mentioned, living abroad, and see, when I first met you, the first night I saw you, right, I was like, wow, who's that? That I came up to you backstage at the Blue Note, whatever, right? And I said, you're definitely not from here because number one, you had a different kind of vibe about you, and you really weren't there for the ego part of it, like so many people are. I don't knock what they do, and I'm grateful for them as friends and people and human beings. But I was like, okay, you can really sing, and I told you then, I was like, I want you for my funk band. You
Yeah,
gotta bring something
I remember
different.
that.
Yeah.
I remember that we're in the green room in the back, and yeah,
Yeah, I said I want you for my funk band. I said you're gonna bring something different, and I'm glad that you stuck to your guns and trusted your instincts. So I appreciate that. You're a
yeah,
beautiful spirit, man.
you
And
have,
Sweden
yeah.
was always a place where we as Americans looked at as this neutral kind of chill place, vacation spot, But I didn't realize until you mentioned just now how many bands do come from Sweden that had number one hits over here, you know.
Some of the best dance music comes from
Club
there.
D.
So man, so much good like dance music. We have a huge jazz scene, a lot of rock music. There's a ton of good music coming out of Sweden. I mean, my cousin Lotta was a professional musician. Her daughter is now taking up the torch and doing amazing things. We have music in my family. My dad played the violin. My mom has a beautiful singing voice.
Yeah, yeah, I can
My
see that.
cousins, I have some people. My cousin's daughter she was just auditioning for The Voice in Sweden, or the not The Voice, one of those shows. I can't remember,
Mhm.
but yeah. So it definitely runs in the family. My grandma was a singer,
Yes.
piano. Yeah.
I knew because when I was putting together your bio, and
Hmm.
today, we're hanging out with Helena Redmond, amazing by way of Sweden, vocalist. She's an activist, she's a singer, she does some stage stuff, and we get into all of that. An artist as well, a mom, love bug as she likes to say, and we're fortunate to have you with us here on the from the front seat. But when I was putting together your bio for today, I started realizing, like the jazz thing you've been doing lately, and your pop thing, and then you travel and you have to go, to Florida and everywhere else. Which, by the way, I was just in Jacksonville, but I put that on. I wasn't rubbing it in, but I was in Florida. But yeah, so you have this well-rounded um, gift to offer. And I'm so happy to see you like shining and doing everything down here. You stand out, and I told you that from the first day I met you. I was like, you're different. You're not from here. You stand out. So you're a star. Let me tell you. Trust me. So you've been singing since you were a kid, basically, right? Just like from the time you came out the womb. Peter said, "Hey, she's singing. She ain't talking. What's wrong with this kid?"
I had a period when I lived in Stockholm when my car stereo broke. You know, you had the car stereo that you could take out and put underneath the seat.
Yes, yes, yes.
I didn't have one, so I would sing through whole albums. Tito was one of my favorites at the time. Lisa Nilsson, a
Uh-huh.
really funky, amazing Swedish singer. And I would just sing through the whole album while I was driving. You know,
Yeah.
I was just could not stop singing.
What was it like the first time? I don't know if you had visited America before you came here, but
No,
you came to Florida first, if I remember correctly, right?
yeah.
What was that like going from very chill Sweden to very overstimulated on steroids, all balls, no break gas Florida?
Honestly, I hated it when I got there.
Uh-huh.
Did, yeah, because I was used to being in a society where you could take the bus and drive and ride your car, ride your bike everywhere and stuff. Like you didn't necessarily need a car. I did have one, but
Yeah.
yeah, I did not like it. I usually say to people because they ask me how I ended up here, and I went. My sister met a guy. I went to visit her because I was in between jobs. I was young, 21.
Uh-huh.
I just came here and I just forgot to go home. I don't
Yeah,
know
yeah.
what happened. It wasn't a planned thing at all. Like I just ended up here, but I'm so grateful to this country for all the opportunities, and I didn't love the Florida culture, and obviously I ended up leaving because it really wasn't the right vibe for me there. But I have to be so grateful, and I met some amazing people there, and I mean I started I met some amazing Bobby Pruitt, which is my mentor really from New York, amazing singer, bass player, and he like took me under his wing and whip me into shape where he would chew me out. He was a hard teacher, but I learned
Yeah.
to
Need that.
harmonize. I learned to stage presence, all of this stuff, man. It was so uncomfortable in the beginning. But yeah, I came to Florida and I just started living and I left for a while. I don't know if you know this about me, but I sailed across the Atlantic on a sailboat when I was 23.
Oh, we got to hear that story. You got to tell. Hold on. What's up, everybody that's tuning in? Hi, Peter. How are you? Thank you. This is the Napier Funk Army shirt. You're the first one to comment, so please order one. We got sneakers. We just dropped the new sneaker line for ladies yesterday, so we'll get you the link. Get you some swag. Your mom is dope, man. I already love her already, man. That's
Oh,
what's up.
she's talking about. I met this really famous Swedish singer that came in when I sang at Palm Beach one night.
Uh,
She passed away, but she's like Whitney Houston famous in Sweden.
right.
And one of those amazing trailblazers. But yeah, so anyways, she was the same. I met her. She was a beautiful person. But yeah, no,
I want to hear this sailboat story.
oh my God. Yeah, that's a whole like fireplace. I was doing some odd jobs when I first got here. I worked with my sister. We did some touristy things and I would go to these hotels and I I met a guy. I don't know how it happened quite, and I don't know how I ended up cutting his hair either. I can't explain that one.
Also, okay.
Cut hair.
Started in the salon, did it?
I just cut hair, like friends, boyfriends, and stuff like that. And
Right.
I just cut his hair, and then he was telling me he had a family, kids, and they had gone, they had left, and he was telling me he needed to get the boat back, and I was like, well, how are you gonna get it back to England? And he was like, oh, I need to get a crew. And I'm like, there I am, 23. I took a beat and I was like, I'll go. Just like that. I never sailed a day in my life.
Really?
2 weeks later, I'm on a sailboat, 48-foot sailboat with just one person that I barely know on my way to Sweden and my poor mom.
Yes.
Oh,
Poor
God.
Peter.
Insane. And then I ended up coming back. I stayed in London for a while. I met some really cool people in London, actually, like Jay from Jamiroquai, and Nona Gay.
Yeah.
She was a regular where I was working in a restaurant there. Lisa Stansfield was a regular.
Oh, I love her.
I mean, she's one of my big, like, I love.
I can tell you listen to a lot of Lisa. I love her, man. Been around the world and
I can find my baby.
There you go.
So I met a guy because I lived in like these boat yards, right? And then so I met this guy and he was doing originals and he was doing originals. So he was working on a song for some movie or whatever it was. And I was in the studio and the engineer said something about, oh, you're like a young Lisa Stansfield. And my head was just, that was a big compliment for me because she is amazing. And she was such a cool chick too. She would come in with her girls and I was just a little waitress. Yeah.
But we all get inspired by these people and they change our lives. That's why I always try to touch every single person I can, because you never know how you're going to change somebody's life, and it's important. You do that well. And today we're hanging out with the amazing Helena Redmond. And you hear, all these great stories. And please follow her, support her. She's completely changed the landscape down here in North Carolina, completely blown it up. dominating in her genres. One of the best stage performers you'll ever get a chance to see, live singer. So you would sell yourself short if you do not go out and support her and her band Jives, and also her other project, the Helena Redmond Jazz Trio Quartet. And we're going to talk about that a little bit. On the other side, we got a few videos of you actually singing live, and we're going to show people what they've been missing. So hopefully they'll get back on the train, because you know what? We got to support each other. This is what it is. North Carolina is a beautiful place, but we have to support each other more. We have to do that. There's so much talent here, but we got to come together a little bit more. So 919, y'all hear me? That's what I decree. That's what I declare will happen.
No, I love that about you, Zach. I do, because you're so uplifting and positive, and you are just a force to be reckoned with. And sometimes as a Swedish, we can be a little reserved. Your largeness can feel to me like a little ooh, but I love you, and I do appreciate. I mean, I could tell some stories about Zach. That when you handed me the stone that one day, and it just shifted my whole. Because I'm a very sensitive soul, so some days I'm stewing on some things and I'm feeling things, and I mean, that's what artists do. We channel feelings and safe ways for our audience, but we have to ride that wave sometimes, and it's like woo. But so yeah, I appreciate you, man.
Thank you. I love you for that.
And thank you for all those kind words. You're making me choke up a little bit.
Hey, it's the truth, man. I know it when I see it. I told you that night, and that night I knew you needed to hold that healing stone. I can feel it coming off you. And so your vibe is like I said, you reminded me of somebody that, of course, from a different country, but you were like straight up New York, and that's important, because I don't really vibe with people down here, as you know.
Well, I always feel so big when I go to Sweden. I always feel like this loud and noisy and like pushy person in a way. People there can be reserved. I think things have changed a little bit since I left, but I love Sweden, man. It's a great place. It was a great place to grow up. Very safe. I have some amazing people there still, and my family is amazing. You are right about that.
Oh, totally.
I'm very fortunate about that. Not everybody have that. I know. So I appreciate that every day, and I tell them and I show them for sure.
I think they are very proud of you, as am I, being my little funk sister. And let me tell you something. Over here, I saw this coming last year when I was saying, we would talk about stuff and career moves and this and that. And I was like, man, you about to blow.
I was in hiding there for a while after the pandemic, man.
Yes, we all were. Yeah.
That pulled the rug from under my, my mom commenting. Yeah, my painting, I made that.
Oh, okay. I'm loving the moms popping in comment. I love this. This is the best.
My mom is the best. She's my best friend. She's my big supporter. She's amazing. I'm just the most blessed person with my parents have really,
Yeah. And we're going to talk about some of your artwork too. I got my producer back there, Mr. Markley, on the other side of the glass. At the 12:30 mark, I just got to run a few spots and, do a few promos. But we're going to hang out. You're going to be here with us, at least for the next 45 minutes to an hour, because we got so many things to talk about. Jives, of course, one of the up-and-coming pop bands down here in the 919. Millstones, right? Millstones or Milestones?
Milestones.
The Milestones. Okay, sorry. Yeah, Milestones. And that Christmas thing that you did all over the triangle down here, I was following each and every performance.
Oh, that was fun.
I would see you. I was like, that's my girl. She's singing.
I gotta talk. I gotta give a shout out and all that. But yeah, let me know. I would definitely need to talk about some of those things.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get in that on the other side. We'll definitely let you know. I want to. Maybe you could talk about the band members and how you put this thing together and how you guys came about and everything. That'd be very, very cool. And see, the good thing about knowing you now and working with you in these situations is that I can now say, okay, I can spread and find someone else, because you're the little part that I was supposed to give you, I was able to, and bring you into me now. And then I was like, okay, let me go spread this somewhere else. It's like a ripple effect, And I could never just be more happier for you. I really, deep down, man, like, hey, you just scratching the surface, kid. Boom. Thank you. And of course, I got to mention you're gonna be at the Hayti Center with us doing our Future of Funk Fest.
Oh, when is that? You have to. I don't know.
It's a short thing. It's not a big deal, but it's a kind of virtual reality big deal. So you'll be on the front line with us.
When is that though? I don't know.
It's February 26th.
Okay, I got to put that on my calendar.
Yeah,
I
put
think
it on your
I need
calendar.
to
It's
write
in
it.
the afternoon. You'll dig it. I'll explain more
Oh yeah,
about it.
we talk about it later.
And that's working with the
Can't
company
wait.
Max Distro. Hello, Nicole and Mr. Mark Lee, of course, producer extraordinaire, doing their thing or whatever. And of course, I'm rocking, yes, because Pewter was the first one to point it out, the new Nappy and Funk Army wear. Get yours. They're hot. Sneakers, jackets, bombers, hats, whatever. It's hot.
Yeah, those
We're
sneakers
hanging
are
out
fire.
today with
Woo.
Helena Redmond, one of the most beautiful spirits down here on this planet. I want to, before we get to the other side of your videos, I'd
Mhm.
like to understand a little bit deeper about your jazz, how you got into this jazz thing, because you really nailed that when I watched. So tell us a little bit about some of the people you dug.
Honestly, growing up, I didn't really listen to a lot of jazz. I was listening to more soulful stuff, I think. And I so what happened? I met a band leader in Florida. After I had my kids, I have 3 kids now. But after I had the two ones, yeah. So I met Gene Bristow, and I've actually met. He's from North Carolina, so or he lived here. So I actually met a guy the other day, Jesse, a saxophone player, who actually knew him. Gene Bristow took me in. I don't know if you know Nicole Henry. Nicole Henry is a really brilliant singer. She's pretty, famous all around the world now. But he needed a singer, and I took over for her. In his band, he was a society band leader. Amazing guy, Gene Bristow. And I started playing with some of the most amazing people: Melton Mustafa, Jesse Jones, Paul Shuchuk, all these amazing, brilliant jazz musicians, and I had no idea what I was doing. I was singing pop.
Right.
I made a mess sometimes, but this man just believed in me. And just like Bobby Pruitt, the guy from New York I told you about, he just heard something and saw something in me that kind of like what you expressed. And they just took me under their wing, and they just shaped me and helped me, and became better. And I fell in love with jazz, and Ella Fitzgerald, Sarah Vaughan, Carmen McRae, all this kind of cool stuff. I love Liz Wright is a huge artist that a lot of people don't even know about. But I came into it that way. I did go back to college for a minute, actually, to study some jazz and to learn to be what people are surprised here sometimes when I do rehearsals, and people are like, your keys? And I'm like, yeah, trying to be less of a chick singer, like to know my shit and actually have to know what I'm doing, and take my craft seriously. And I have a long way to go. Obviously, we always works in progress, right? So
Yeah.
I'm like you. I'm always trying to uplift younger people. When somebody just came out to see me the other night, she's young, and I'm like giving her, here's my number. If you need anything, Danielle,
Amen.
her name was, hit me up. I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna help you, whatever I can do to help you. I do vocal lessons too with young people, and so we just have to find ways to bring up the new generation, and we have
That's
to
right.
become elders.
That's
Uh,
right. That's right.
I'm a grandma now, but look, I like it's you just have to keep giving passing it forward, a blessing.
Yeah.
I think there's enough for all of us. I just think like the whole jealousy, mine, ego thing, I just don't do that, because there's enough for all of us. Like we all, there's room for everyone, and I just want to uplift. And I'm not going to say that I don't have jealous feelings. I'm not going to say that I don't have, but I'll be like, hello, jealousy, and then I'll be like, I'm going to bless this person. Like I'm happy for you,
Yeah.
and if it's something I don't have yet, whatever it is, we
Yeah.
have to we have to stay positive, and just uplift and rise, keep rising.
That's why I was attracted to your spirit and energy. I saw you physically sing and perform, but my third eye wanted to come talk to you because I knew your energy was very, very deep, and that you're a creative, sensitive artist as well as visual art. And when what you just said is key, because we are the elders now.
Yeah,
The shoulders that we stood on, a lot
yeah,
of those brothers and sisters have transitioned out of here,
yeah,
and so now it is up to us to perpetuate and to keep going what we think is the right thing to do. We had a path to follow, and now they may have a slightly different path, but our job is to make sure, okay, you have the tools, you have everything you need. Here it is. Listen to it, learn from it, and then put your little twist to it, like we did. You know what I mean? And I applaud you for that, because everybody that has a gift, the object of the gift is to understand it and learn it, but the meaning and the creator wants us to give it away again. As soon as we understand it, give it away to someone else. And you do that well. And kudos and good on you for passing your number on to somebody. As tired as you were and as all the things that go into after a gig, you still took the time to make another person's life better and special. And that's important, because that person that next day woke up with a smile and said, well, somebody believes in me, because that's all we really want is people to cheerlead us, believe in us, and then we'll do the rest. We lift each other up. I noticed, I didn't make it. I was trying to get down there, but I had something to do where we're going to show some videos of you singing on the other side. We're going to, have you set those up for us. I don't know exactly the order. Mr. Mark Lee, are you back there, sir?
I don't even know if they are. I let Zack pick everything because I've been kind of under the weather this week, and so Zack,
I'm sorry.
Here are my links. You pick whatever inspires you. I'm happy. I don't have
We got some cool stuff. Mark, when you're ready back there, could you run the little commercial spots for us, please? Today, I'm not actually producing and helping them producing, so I'm handcuffed. I feel like I got no control over nothing. So I got to rely on my producer, Mr. Mark Lee, who is at the Hayti Center, probably doing a million different things and things of that nature. So we need to make sure we need to make sure that you get it done. Okay, Mr. Mark Lee, I see you. Go for it.
The New Funk Radio Tour. National recording artists performing the funk of now. To book the tour or get tickets to a show, visit newfunkradiotour.com. That's newfunkradiotour.com.
Yes.
Dress like a New Funk Radio Tour star with these New Funk Radio Tour unisex touring jackets. Available now at newfunkradiotour.com/merch.
And we got a new one from Oak City Music Collective that just hit the airwaves. So y'all check this out. You're going to dig this. Diego, we got you, bro. We're running the spot. That's it, Mark. What happened? He coming. Well, anyway, y'all get the idea. I don't know what Mark's doing back there. But anyway, check it out. Oak City Music Collective. And also, shout out to P-Funk Radio, JTRP, Gabe Gonzalez. Sorry I couldn't make it to New York to the bitter end last night. I had a pressing week, so I know y'all turned it out. Bootsy and Patty Collins, of course, all the Club Funky ambassadors around the world. Brenda from Ohio, David Brooks, everybody on the chat line, Gary Messenger, Yamata Pwitta from Sweden. Thank you so much. HJ Entertainment, Kane and Jams, Tony Cam and the Funk All Stars, as well as merchandise, as well as touring. New Funk Radio Tour, Mr. Tony Cam and Jackie Cam and all the Funk All Stars. I love y'all, Shirley, Robert Harbor, and all the funky people that's going to be on that. Nappy Funk Army 2.0, Oak City Music Collective, Afterglow 92416, Otis, Afterglow. I love you down there in Georgia. We passed the estate, didn't have time to stop. Q&A Entertainment, Brooke Clagett, I love you. Benevolent Funk, I love you. Love Tea, Excess Energy Drinks. I need a case, so please bring me some. Patricia Dioria, Curtis Wilcox, and George Funkovici for all his beautiful artwork. David Brooks for being on the management team of Nappy Funk Army, as well as many others, and take care of the website. DJ Coccolino over in Italy, thank you for playing my stuff. Elizabetta in Ireland, thank you for running my stuff and getting it to Coccolino, and I love your playlist. David Webb, Funk Chronicles, Dayton, Ohio. You guys need to check him out and please support him. He is the only Funk Hall of Fame person registered in the United States and has all the Funk Hall of Fame memorabilia. So please support David Webb and all the good stuff. We're hanging out today with the amazing Helena Redmond, Mark Lee, our producer back there. Funk from the Front Seat, 9 on the Grind TV every Saturday, 12 p.m. Thank you all so much. Helena, I can catch my breath now. Okay, Mr. Mark Lee, we're going to show one of these videos, okay? Is that cool with you? And then we'll talk about it after. The one that we went over last night. That's going to be so cool. So you sit back and watch. You guys out there, you're going to be in for a real treat. Y'all check this out.
bed. Oh, you gave me the sleep. Yes, baby, you're 54, come on. Hurry down the chimney to the cold. We just getting started, don't you tiptoe, tiptoe. We're driving about speed. It's okay with me.
Hey, we're back. Boom. That was so dope. Look at you shining on the funk. Yo, I'm telling you, I love it, man. You have so much class. You're such a classy, very like just you ooze stardom. You know, you just shine without shining. That's a real star. Shine without shining.
I receive thank you, and I also want to say I just don't look at myself in that way, but I appreciate you for enjoying what I do. I am so grateful that people enjoy, my expression.
You brought something new to the area, by way of what you do with all of the jazz things and different little genres that you do. And, I'm not really counting the open mic because we go there just to work on our craft, and you brought something new there too. How do you think North Carolina is going to really, really push the jazz genre and really get the national support that it deserves? Because I really think it deserves national support. What can we do? What can shows like this do better to help get that message out that artists like you are out here so amazing, and you can basically reach up and touch you, while you're singing? What can we do? What can I do better?
My mom's saying you're a wise man.
Yeah, I love your mom. Tell her get her room ready.
Yeah, my sister. I'm translating the Swedish mom. My sister's saying, ask her to sing opera. Oh yeah, my dad's saying Swedish, English. Sorry, you can read that. Never mind. She doesn't write in Swedish. I got a little fluffy in the brain today. So what? I don't know. I mean, we're out here just. Yeah, nice shirt, bro. We're out here just doing our thing, I think. I don't know. That's a big question. I don't know that I have the solutions for any of that. I think, the internet has certainly allowed us to have a lot more avenues to get our stuff out. That's been amazing, And one of the gifts, I think, of the pandemic, if you want to look at it that way, I tend to look at the silver linings. It came with many for me in the end, but
same.
Yeah, although it's been a rough, rocky ride, but so that's where the good stuff comes from usually, when you're struggling, and then you got to dig in and figure it out. But I don't really know. I think, I have to say too, like I have so much I want to say about the clip, just so before I forget. Some of those gigs, the gig that starts the whole thing is actually a Halloween party, and I was hired by some other guys. Gabriel with Wake Moody was playing the keyboards on that, and TJ Richardson is a brilliant multi-instrumentalist that was playing bass on that. You can't even really see him in the video. Charles Newkirk, actually a guitar player that I ended up bringing on board with Jives after that gig because he's brilliant. He is a badass man. Ooh, I don't know if
No, your cursor is completely fucking allowed.
Oh my gosh, and the drummer, Barrett, the drummer, Barrett, all those guys, they brought me in, and I got permission to use the footage. But yeah, so really brilliant guys, and then I had, that was Watson Ward's with some other guys, but TJ was on that with the bass. And then one of these little snippets from last Christmas was actually with Donovan Cheatham and Brandon on keys. Donovan Cheatham is one of the most baddest drummers in the city. Boy, that man can play his little head off. He just became a dad too. Congratulations. But
Congrats.
so yeah, some really awesome people. But yeah, sorry, I lost my train.
No, you good. I was just asking you.
But
Yeah,
there's a
you good.
lot of,
Keep going. No worries. No
no,
worries.
I think you know, there's a lot of good music, and there's so many talented people out here. We're just, you know, we have to do what we can to get it out to people and reach people, and
Amen.
I'm blown away by the music scene here. I had no idea. And you know, I don't know if this is the right time to say this, but like I really want to thank all the people that I went to Blue Note by recommendation of a friend that's now a dear friend, Lynn Smith. I do want to make sure I say that.
Love
Lynn
the Smiths.
is
Love them.
one of the loveliest human beings on the planet.
Yeah,
Her
they are.
husband Ken is
Yep.
a really good bass player. They are a fixture at the Blue Note. They will be found at the same table to the left of the stage. And I had one, you know, I want to tell you that video put together at 4 a.m. when I couldn't sleep. You know, some of the most important, one of the inspirational speakers of the world said that one time, like, when you can't sleep at night, hey, maybe that's the powers to be, that's when you need to be inspired. And
Amen.
I wake up at 4:30. I'm like, okay, well, how can I be productive? I've done some of my best work at 4:30.
Angel time.
And so exactly. So I had an angel moment before I went to Sweden about a year and a half ago. I had a moment in the morning. I'm like, I have to sing again. And I hadn't been out anywhere for over a year. And I had been singing very much for over a year. And I put a post on Facebook. I was a member of some groups, and I I just put a post, hey, I'm a singer, I'm a musician, I need to connect with some other musicians. And so many people reached out, and Lynn was one of the people. Her daughter saw the post, and I connected with her, and then I ended up at the Blue Note. And I just have to take a moment to thank, you know, Bill Whittington at the Blue Note for having such a beautiful music venue in Durham, North Carolina, where I met Laura Taylor, which, you know, is a dear person in my life in many ways. And he had a band, you know, and I ended up joining. There was some things that happened, and then the band kind of had to morph to fit what I was doing a little bit. So it's been a work in progress. But also, you know, Brett's open mic, I went in there and I met some beautiful people there. Brett Chambers has had an open mic at the Blue Note for years now, 26 years, I think. And, you know, he does a lot of good stuff for the music community, and he's
Yeah, he
also
does.
a dear friend.
Shout out Brett.
Yeah, I just talked to me the other day. You know, he's always been supportive, and I, you know, he just texted me the other day. He just keep rising, and I just appreciate all that little, you know, support, that the words of encouragement and support. And you know, the Blue Note spin. I've met some good people and some amazing musicians going out and supporting. I don't always feel like I need to sing when I go. Like, I just want to support that.
Yeah,
That activity, that community, whatever that is, you know. Like, I
Same.
used to go to See Grace and Bond Brothers.
I know, right? I'm bummed about C. Grace closing, man. I'm bummed about
I was sad. I was really
Me
sad.
too. I was broken up. I played with you know, guitar player, the jazz guy. I forgot his name. He's Russ Corvey, and I played percussions with him at C. Grace.
Sometimes.
So yeah, he don't come anymore. But yeah, man, I miss him, man. And no, go ahead. I'll let you finish the story. But yeah, I was just sad to see Grace closed.
That was sad. Yeah, no, I met some. That's what I met. Jay, that was playing with me on that video.
Okay.
He used to host the jazz jam there.
Yes.
And also, when I was there, I met a guy called Roy. He calls himself Roy Horn. After I sang, and Ra, another brilliant saxophone player, he came up to me and he's like, "You have to meet Mac McLaughlin." And I did not know who that was. He said, "You have to hook up with Mac McLaughlin. You have to talk to Al Strong." And so because of people coming up to me and giving me hints of what direction I needed to go, Mac McLaughlin is a brilliant piano player. I did a gig with him in Rocky Mount not that long ago at La Rima Coffee House, really a beautiful spot. And Al Strong, I finally got to go see him. He's just blow your mind, crazy good. And just really good people. Like, they're just good human beings, you know. And all of those, like, open mics that, you know, we have to go out and support that, you know, and really, you know. But yeah, I'm so grateful, you know, grateful to all the supporters and all the people that keep coming out supporting live music.
Yeah, I think that when and we're hanging out with the amazing, human being, spiritual entrepreneur Helena Redmond, mom, and grandmom, and just like daughter of Puerto is Sweden, and all the beautiful things that this woman brings to the table besides the music, and then of course her artistry of music. She's a painter and artist, all this good stuff, right? And I think you said something that was key a minute ago because supporting everybody is a real important thing, and I think my opinion, when you're doing something and it's a different genre, I think people need not be afraid of going to listen to other genres simply because they're out of their comfort zone. And I think that's something that I see here. Like, I'm from New York, we just do what we do. It's like it never sleeps, so we don't even have that mindset. But I think if somebody's into R&B or funk or whatever, don't be afraid to go to a EDM concert, or go check out a jazz thing or go check out a Latin thing. I think we need this year as artists, and I'm putting this out there to Durham, North Carolina, 911. We really need to focus on crossover with our
Yeah,
branding.
yeah.
Yep.
I mean,
Yeah, right?
you kind and my background was I was in a funk band at 19, but when you approached me, I have been doing so many other things, and you kind of really had to. You saw something and heard something, and I was a little reluctant. I
Yeah, I
guess
know.
I don't
Yeah.
know if you want to get into that, but like,
Yeah. Tell a story. I told my girl.
because so Zach came up to me and he wanted me to sing in the nappy head funk army, and I was like, have you seen this? Do you know? Like, I was like, wait, am I gonna upset some people? Because I'm very sensitive. I try
I
to be
know
an
you are.
ally.
Yes, I
Try to
know.
be sensitive to everybody, and I'm a mediator first, always trying to make the peace. And I can be fiery and passionate, but like ultimately, I'm the olive branch girl. Even I would
You're
even
from Sweden, hey,
I would even make peace with my
Right.
haters if I could. Like, because there's some people not gonna like you because you're shining too bright or whatever it is. Like, they don't. It gets on. It makes them feel some things, and I just send them love, because that's all I can do. I feel some people have imaginary conflicts going on, but yeah. So we just.
Because I was pulling you that day on the couch. I was like, listen, I need you. I said, you singing with me.
So I want y'all to know, like, initially I hadn't seen Zach do his thing at all. And this man is something else. And so, like, I was like, because he comes on really strong, and I'm in transition, and I'm hustling, and I'm grooving, and really, my mom is telling me to smile. She's so cute.
I love your mom, man. Yo, we got to get mom on the show. We got to get her on the show. Next time mom comes on.
But so I was trying to back out of it initially because I was feeling overwhelmed for other reasons. It had nothing to do with you. But then he was like, no, you said you're going to do it. And I'm like, okay,
Right.
you're right. I did. I need to stick by my word. I came to that rehearsal and y'all knocked my socks off with Martel and Mangus and Crucial. I mean, amazing, Jake, these musicians and the arrangement. And Zach knows his shit. I was just so blown away and impressed by your production, and I was like, "Wow!" I'm so happy that you kind of arm twisted me a little bit, and you put a little push on me because I needed to be. That's where I needed to be, and another avenue. But yeah, that was and funk was like that was one of my root places that I came from. And originally, one of the first songs I sang on stage in front of a band was like, "Ain't Nobody."
Yeah.
A big song. Like, I don't know. I don't have any recordings because I was 19, but there's a lot. But like, my sister texted earlier. Sorry, I didn't turn off my notification.
No, that's fine. Yo, this is all organic and interactive. I love this.
I have my sister wrote earlier, and if people wondering, I didn't address it yet, but when I started singing early on, obviously, but when I was 7, I fell in love with Mozart.
Okay.
Magic flute. I don't know if you know who Ingmar Bergman is. He was a movie producer, a director.
Yes.
He made this beautiful movie of a stage production of the Magic Flute. And I'm 7. My mom bought me the LP, with the whole book like this thick with lyrics.
Yeah.
I'm at home on the living room floor singing "The Queen of the Night." Let me see. I probably need to stand up, but I would sing. can't hit that.
Yo, that's dope. That's fire.
I don't have that note right now.
Hold over.
Cold for a week. I can't get that. That's like the highest of the highest.
Yo, that's fire. Right here, you only going to see that on Funk for the Front Seat.
So I don't really sing that well, obviously, because that's like insanely difficult stuff. But like I'm at 7, and you know, I joke sometimes because like, you know, my mom, I don't know, like she let me live, you know.
Yo, thanks. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
one of the things that my mother had to survive. My
Yep.
7-year-old little sitting in the living room singing some of that. Woo! But I still mess around when I go down to Florida.
Right.
I'm going to Florida twice next week, and I'm you know, a shout out. I sing at Unity of the Bay. I'm not a religious person. I'm a spiritual person.
Same.
I sing at Unity of the Bay, Miami, and I'm going to go down there. And sometimes they have me sing some of that classical, so I get to dip in. If you go to my SoundCloud page, I have a recording of me singing live with the choir there in Miami. Some Sarah Brightman, Andrew Lloyd Webber arrangement stuff. But yeah, cool stuff. But yeah, that's I love to just keep people guessing what's next. Like I don't know what she's gonna do now.
Hey,
I'll be singing, you know, Patsy Cline and Aretha, and then I'll do some Black Crowes and Ella Fitzgerald. So it's like, and then I'm singing some Jobim, you know, some Brazilian stuff, and yeah, we got to talk about the show coming up.
Yeah, we're going to get it because I know it's March 4th, but I'm gonna let you tell it.
I don't want to jump ahead.
When you just mentioned some of those things, I get chills. And when you do what you just did, because that's what this show is about: peace, love, harmony, organic, interactive. And this is why we have so many people that dig what we do, because we just want you to come on, have fun. We laugh, we talk, we joke, we cry, we hug. And at the end of the day, this hour and a half that we spent with you, the world is much better off with you in it, you know. And see, my producer, Mr. Mark Lee's gonna come on in a minute, and he always has a question or two and things of that nature to ask. So, but every week we do a hero of the week, okay?
Okay.
And yeah, every week and sometimes we show a picture, we talk about it, whatever. But this week, you're our hero of the week along with your mom. So thank you for doing what you do, and thank you, your mom, Mrs. Pritt. Thank you for this beautiful woman that came over here and is lighting the East Coast up, and I'm loving that. And she's going to be touring with us too, doing some things, so that's a blessing as well. Tell us a little bit about Jives. First of all, I want to know, and I don't know if it was your band first or Lowe's first, the name. Tell me about the name, because I'm always curious about names.
Well, I was texting with Lo earlier, and I was saying Lo really needs to come on. We need to do a show about Jives and Lo's life and his, you know, background, because he really put that together. So Jives came out of the Blue Note Grill blues jams. So Lo was there. I think he's been coming there for about 5 years. I mean, I joke sometimes he has a bed in the back somewhere there because he's always there.
Yeah, I met him there.
Part of the furniture, and he's a very beloved figure, and he's also along with what you and I are uplifting and raising people and bringing everybody.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
And being, you know, inclusive, and we've kind of created more of a community with Jives more than anything else. Like we have several different people for different spots, because sometimes everyone's not available and we don't want to be stumped and go, oh, we don't have players. So but yeah, he started at Blue Note Grill at the jams. Original members were, you know, Mark Heffington, which is an amazing harmonica player. I just love his sound so much. And Otto on a bass. I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank a little bit, but yeah, there were these original. We lost a guitar player that was playing with us. That was super sad. But yeah, it was a blues band. It was an all blues band, all blues tunes. Cam was singing. And they something happened. I don't want to get into it. You know, people have feelings sometimes.
Yeah, of course.
So Lo, after I've known Lo for about maybe 2 or 3 weeks, he reached out to me and said, "Hey, we need a singer we have a gig coming up in a week. Can you fill in?" And he sent me a song list, and I knew about 20% of the songs.
Right.
And I'm not. I mean, I can sing blues, but I'm not blues singer. That's not my, you know, I'm not, I don't have a big repertoire in the blues genre. So I had to dig in. I can't join them on a gig. We have fun. We added Gabe, which is another player from the jam. So and then we just started. We moved on from there, and some of the guys when I had to kind of bring my repertoire with me because I do so many different things, and I wasn't really. I didn't want to just do blues. I don't want to paint myself in a corner like that.
Yeah.
Well, I love and appreciate what they do, and I know that's one of the roots of everything that we do, and so we can, appreciate and celebrate that art form. And I go to the jam every time I can. I'm gonna go on Tuesday. I'm definitely gonna be there Tuesday. Actually think they're gonna be filming, so we'll see. Should be fun. I definitely have to come support. But so Jives, grew. Me and Lo have been doing it together. For the last year plus year and a half. We've had a few different people involved, a bunch of really awesome musicians, and now we're more of a community. We have Lo Taylor is always the drummer, and I'm always the singer, and then we have Herb Powell on the bass. We have TJ Richardson, man, that guy, he played keyboard one gig. On the first gig he played bass a bunch of times, and then he played that last gig. We brought him in as a guitar player just because we just want to keep him in the fold. He is just he's just a good dude. And like I said, Charles Newkirk on guitar now. We had Clayton Ware before, Kendrick, Kendrick, a great young kid, played guitar. We had Dakota on the saxophone.
Yeah, him I dug him when I saw the other job.
Yeah, they're kind of doing their own thing now. They're doing well. I'm really happy for them. I'm happy. I would never stop somebody else from being successful. I think if somebody needs to take a date off to go and do the thing, that's why Lo and I always say if people want to go do, if they have bigger, better things going on, they should go do that, and we'll fill in their spot. It's fine. So we have now different people for different spots. We have Ronnie Thomas. I do want to talk about Ronnie. I met him through, Dakota and Herb, the bass player. And Ronnie Thomas has been with us for a little while. We love him. Vishnu is another keyboard player from the jams that come in sometimes. We have Spencer on the bass. He's a really cool dude. We have all these musicians now that come in and just do such a good job. But sometimes we haven't even had a chance to rehearse, and we just throw that together. And we have so much fun. It's me. Listen, if we're not having fun, what are we doing? I'm just going to take a minute, because people get all like, no, fun. It has to be fun. It has to feel
It has
good.
to be,
I don't want
like you said, organic.
I can't have a musician in the back being mad at me. I can't have anybody sitting back there jeering at me and giving each other looks behind my back. No, I have had that in my life where people are like that on stage, I had to move away from that to become who I am today. And yeah, we can work on it. We can go back to the drawing board. We hit the rehearsals, but when we're on stage, that's, if somebody messes up, I'm just looking forward. I'm not going to, you already know you messed up. I don't need to look at you at all. We talk about it later. I make a mess. I've sung Kiss for 100 years. I still forget the second verse every now and then. It just doesn't come.
Our motto in New York, fake it till you make it. I am the king of substitute words.
Oh my God, I sing in gibberish. Sometimes I'm just singing something. It's whatever. It is some shit. I'm just singing some shit.
The best part about being a front woman that you are, or being a front man like me, the best part is we can say solo. We can just call out solo. So it's solo halfway through the verse, solo, while we get our shit together.
No, I wrote what I do. I'm in the middle of a verse and I'm like, I roll my eyes. I laugh. Like I used to. I used to beat myself up so much. That's why I had to remove the critics from my life because I don't
Yes, you have
need
to.
that.
I told you.
No, I
Yes,
don't need that because I'm my biggest
have
critic.
to.
Listen, if you know I made a mistake, I know it 10 times over, and I know I made that mistake. But what I had to do, though, yeah, give me the stone. What I had to do, I had to stop beating myself up.
That's right.
Fuck that shit.
That's
Sorry.
right.
No, like I gotta lift myself up and listen, I'm not perfect. I have turned around and given looks. I have low nose. I try to be a lover, but every now and then the feelings get the best of me and I get annoyed. But
Amen. Yeah,
all
happens.
we all mess up.
I do it all the time.
It's not about the mistakes. It's
Yep.
about the joy. And yeah, we all make mistakes, even the best of us. Like I'm not saying that I'm the best. I'm saying like even the best people,
Yeah,
like
yeah, of course.
um
Yep.
um,
Yep.
we all screw up. It's part of it. We all have a bad day. We're tired, whatever. But we have to focus on the joy. Like I don't want to be stuck in that critical. I know everybody's their own biggest critic, and we need
Mm-hmm.
people who cheer
Yep.
us on and tell us how great we are,
Amen. Amen.
much they love us, and how much they appreciate. I have to say the band, the people that I play with now. I have some new guys that I've started working with. I'm trying to do some more jazzy stuff, and I just I'm so blessed. All the people in Florida that I play with, I'm about to go down twice this next. I'm I'm gonna cry.
Hey,
I have been so blessed with the most
aw,
amazing musicians. I don't know how I deserve it sometimes, and I'm just grateful because some amazing people who are so talented, and they don't just become talent. They've spent years working on all of that, you know what I mean? And they are in
your
my
mom
life.
says she loves you, by the way.
I have to. You can never forget who raised you. You can never forget. Don't ever get like, if you want to have any advice from me, drop your egos, dude.
And save it for the end because we give you the last word. So save
Okay,
that last
okay.
thought. Yeah,
I'm
save
gonna
that last thought. Yeah, no. Hey, this is what it's for. This show is organically designed to touch people. And no
because
matter where we touch you, how we touch you, we're going to touch you.
all
This is
those
why
people,
when I
you.
first met you, I said, she don't know it. I say this about a lot of things in my life. I said this about CB. I said, you don't know it yet. You about to be with me. I told that about you. I said, she's
That
walking away
sounded
from
like
me.
a threat.
You're like, well, I don't, okay, I'm busy, I'm this, I'm that. And I said, well, yeah, you sound like you could do some Tina Marie and Mother's Finest. That's what I asked you, right? And you said, yeah, I could do that. I know that stuff. I can say anything. And I was like, look, okay. I said, walk away. You little cocky. I said, in my mind right then and there, I said, she don't know it. She's a Funk Army soldier. I
But
wasn't worried. I had already recruited you because
know,
your spirit is just like it is now. And that's what I need. I don't care about, you could be like, Beethoven, but in my band, you got to have the right spirit, the funk. You got it. And I told you that night, I was like, and then when we started working together, I said, you're about to fly. I saw all this because I'm a empath spirit and a psychic. I said, and I manifested all of this. I knew you was going to fly. I knew it. I said, and I told you, I said, you're better than everybody you're on stage with. Always keep that attitude.
No, I don't look at that way at all.
I know you don't, but I did that. I did that to push you. I did that to push you, to give you that nudge. I was like, get
I try to.
to help.
Yes, another thing, getting away from the comparisons, because
Yeah.
And I tell people all the time, like, go, I wish I could sing. You can, and you should, because
Amen.
it's important in your life. And
Amen.
I don't care. And people might not pay you to do it, but you should sing, because singing is so good for you, and it's just the best expression of life.
It is
the spice of life. It's what makes everything better.
Amen.
What's happening? Music is it.
Yeah.
Art.
Yeah.
And it's sad to me that we don't give enough credit sometimes to artists, and they don't make enough money. We don't make enough money. Lo and I have done gigs where we don't even really get paid. We pay the guys. I'm not here for the money. I'm here to spread a message of love.
It's the art.
The love exchange. And so, connecting with the audience, bringing joy to people's life. If I can put a smile on the face of somebody who had a bad day, I'm going down to Florida. I'm going to sing. I go to this rehab center where people are detoxing from drug abuse, and I sit on the couch and I sing to them, and it oftentimes it brings them to tears. And I am so grateful that I can do that for someone. If I touch one person that day, that's all I care about.
You know what? It's funny that you mentioned that because people ask me all the time sometimes about the money. And I was like, the money's going to come. I said, the money's going to come. I said, I ain't even worried about the money. I said, I'm going to have more money than I know what to do with one day. I said, this is about keeping something alive. There's only so many musicians on the planet. The creator only made so many. The universe only made for so many.
Yeah.
Now I want to ask you real quick before Mark Lee comes on. I have to run this spot by Diego, Oak City Music Collective. But before that,
I saw him the other night. I saw him. He did a thing at Art Space.
Yes. I was in Florida. Yes.
I wasn't there. That was amazing.
But he's going to be doing more of those. So touch base with him.
Be there because that man is. I love those guys.
Touch base with him. He's going to be doing more of those, and I'm sure he'll have you. But can you tilt your camera back? I want to see that painting. Okay. Tell us a little bit about your artistic. Is that a painting? Is it a weave? I can't see from here.
It's a painting. It's really
okay.
It's very detailed. It's really just so I had a friend when I got divorced. This is a piece of canvas.
Okay.
And so he told me, and look, I have like little pieces of, but it's a bamboo. I sewed this on the sewing machine. It's a total painting of inspiration. I didn't plan it.
Okay.
I had a friend. I have an Australian friend who he's a photographer, and I was going through some things. Gavin's a cool cat. And so he told me, because I had this idea that I wasn't good at art. I had this idea. My sister is really good at drawing, and she's my sister's an artist. You have to check her out, Anna Karina Nylander. Her art is amazing.
Send me her link.
Yeah, we'll do. Anna Karina Nylander, she's also an amazing dog trainer. And, my sister, I looked up to her my whole life. She's amazing. So, but yeah, I thought that I couldn't paint because, the judgment BS that we have fed to us from school sometimes. Well, you only got a B or whatever. I thought I couldn't paint. So my kids were at the creative arts program at the time. And I was there one day because we had a volunteer, and I was just mixing paint and painting some kind of little, I don't know. It was like a little pot. And I'm like, man, this is so much fun. And my friend told me, he said, you just need a bottle of red, a bucket of red paint, and a canvas. And I hadn't painted like ever. And this painting, I lived in an apartment because I had left my marriage. It's a whole nother story. It's all good. And I put plastic on my whole living room because it was carpeted. And this came out of that bucket of red paint, and I didn't plan any of it. It was purely inspiration, and I wasn't drunk or high. I was just being in my deepest, feelings and spirit. And I just wanted to create something. And this painting has been with me for many years now. Wow. I think I painted it in 2005. It just goes with me everywhere. It's a daily reminder. And if you know me, and I haven't mentioned that, but I'm a big believer in yes energy.
Yes. Yes.
To me, it's a lifestyle. It's saying yes. It's being open, expanding, inclusive. Yes. My agent in Florida used to call me the yes girl. She would call me by gigs, and I'm always saying yes to things.
Yes, that's right. That's right. Never turn down a gig.
No, I mean, I'm a hustler, but I also had to learn how to say no, and that no is a full sentence.
Yes.
But I'm gonna get into that at the end, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
But I think, this painting came about from me really doing some deep growing. And listen, Zack, and to anybody listening, I wasn't always, I got an echo now. I wasn't always confident about my voice. My daughter is in the kitchen. She just came down. She's 13. Anyway, so I wasn't always confident about my singing. I was pretty shy growing up. I can't believe I'm doing what I'm doing. That's mind blowing because I'm kind of an introvert, but I wasn't always confident. I literally would speak the words. I'm not that good. at this out loud. So I've come a long way, and this painting was part of that process of me growing to be. I couldn't even listen to my own singing, Zach. I would be like, oh, I would hear every wrong note, like I said, and getting away from that, and now being able to hear all the right ones, or just feeling the energy and just being with the imperfection and the beauty of that,
Yeah.
and still striving for excellence,
That's
but
right.
not
That's
getting
right.
down on yourself when you're not
Yep.
perfect, because that is BS.
See, the journey part of the lessons that we learn in the game and in the bigger game of the universal life thing, those journeys are priceless. And we all learn, I learned journeys about this career thing all the time,
Yeah.
and there's always something to learn because we are our biggest critics. We never think our stuff is good enough. And sometimes we just have to create it, put it out there, and see what happens. Every time I drop a new song the night before, I don't sleep at all. I'm like, oh man, people are gonna think. But then at the same time, I'm like you said before, well, so many people dig it. I ain't gonna worry about people that don't. And that's the key. See, your yes energy is what attracted me to your spirit. Because I was like, somewhere in there, she don't even know. Like, I can see that you just like taking over this whole place down here. But I'm gonna bring in Mr. Mark Lee. Can we run Diego's spot real quick, and then you come on? Can we do that?
I had to go get some water. Sorry about
No,
that.
no, take your time. Yeah, we good. This is your show, and again, we're hanging out. Mark Lee, our producer, pod, TV, whatever he does besides, Funk from the Front Seat. Helena Redmond is with us today by way of Sweden. Beautiful mom. Printer has complimented my Nappy Head Funk Army shirt. One of a kind. You can get yours. Go online. Pumping it through Tony Cam's organization. Love you, TC. You the man. Sneakers. Shout out Oak City Music Collective. Whoop, whoop. Diego. Tammy, I love you.
Yeah.
Save me some cookies. They are the sweetest people besides our business partners. Mr. Mark Lee, please come on and show us your beautiful face. Look at him smiling.
Hey, what?
Just so you know, Helena, this is the part of the show where he completely disses me.
I would never dish you, never at all. You know I do not dish you in the least bit. Don't even go there thinking that I'm dissing you or anything along those lines. But y'all were talking about something that I am a big fan of, and I'd love to hear what Helena's got to say about it, because actually one of her business partners has actually been talking about that as well, because I know that a lot of times in the community, there is a lot of folks that are frustrated by that pea in the pod, kind of like folks in the barrel kind of mentality that can exist and everything. So I have actually said, and I know that Zack has said it as well, that there's no reason that the Triangle cannot be its own version of Motown, its own version of Miami, or its own version of some of those musical centers that have existed, because we have such diverse musicians that cover all kinds of music, everything from funk to blues to jazz to R&B to hip hop to a number of other things. So Helena, I'd love to hear your thoughts about this, because I know that our good friend Coco has been saying that she's been wanting to do this for a while, and in that space, Zack has been saying he wants to do it as well. So I'm thinking there's something that we really need is a unified music community. I would actually argue a unified entertainment community, because definitely Detroit and New York and a lot of other places had the filmmakers, the theater makers, the folks like me that are into broadcasting and stuff like that. And I think we've got enough talent that we could give New York, Miami, LA, and enough other folks a run for their money. But I'd love to hear your thoughts about that.
Yeah, I mean, I was very fortunate to be involved in the Miami music community. I know so many people down there, and coming up here, having to rebuild. I've been networking and meeting. I don't normally maybe do that because I didn't have to, but I'm feeling so grateful that I did meet all of these people. Melissa Wade, and Wade in the Water Production, Coco McMillan. Oh my God, I love me some Coco. I'm gonna cry again. Her voice is just, yeah. She's a blessed person, but yeah, she just touches my heart. But yeah, I agree with you, and I think there's so much talent here. I was blown away. I did not know. I'm in touch with these agents, Jazz Entertainment, Gigi Thigpen, Andrea Campoli, all these beautiful people who do so much work to bring live music to people. And there's so many good musicians and so much talent. It's amazing. I'm blown away. The jazz scene, like I said, Al Strong. We, we just lost an amazing saxophone player, and Brian. That was sad. Yeah. And so, yeah, I would be all in there. I would love to talk to you more about that. I would love to, let's sit down and have a roundtable and really brainstorm about what we can do. Because I know, Lo Taylor, my partner with Jives, always trying to uplift and get community around the blues. But I think it's a bigger umbrella than that. It's music, period. Like, I think there are maybe different communities, because some people do original music is a little bit of a different community than the people who do covers. I have a foot in both. I'm really embarking, and tonight I have a session with someone. I'm going to do some original stuff, and I know I can talk about that for a while, because that's something I haven't really done yet. And so it's a big deal for me. I had kind of a block there somehow, but we need to sit down and talk and really brainstorm about how we can. I'm loving some of those initiatives with Oak City. I want to dig in with Diego and those guys and really sit down. And I saw Gabe in the video too, from Wake Moody, brilliant musician. Man, check out his TikTok with Robin Thicke. He made a little triangle out of a paper clip. Hilarious. A video went viral. It's hilarious. But yeah, some really brilliant people, there's so many of us. Yeah, we should really have an event, sit down and talk and meet some musicians. We had that in Florida. There's some really cool people doing things like that. And also having mentoring programs where we mentor and we raise the young ones, There's so many talented young people. I played Gage, this guy I met at an open mic. Because I go to this I don't know if you guys ever been, but there's a open mic that's completely no tunes. You just vibe. It's like free flowing. And I met him at one of those. It's at a speakeasy in Carborough. Good stuff. Like young people, we just get together and just jamming with no tunes. So it's improv only. But yeah, there's so many talented people, and getting together would be awesome to form some kind of a community or collaborative entity that can really elevate this area. Yeah, I think that's brilliant.
You know what I say, Mark? Can I piggyback on that question real quick? This is what I see. And I'm gonna make this short because this is me on my soapbox. North Carolina 919 media, television, and things like that, right? You guys need to start covering us and stop pussyfooting around, okay? Because you never come out and support. We never see WRAL or these other TV stations. Even though you guys claim to do it, you never really do it. And then the ones that put things together like Oak City Music Collective, we don't need other people taking credit for something they didn't do, which is what happened, and I'm really pissed off about it. And I talk about this at the end of my last couple of shows. If you didn't have anything to do with something, or you were just a small part, don't go on national TV because you have the face now to do it and claim you did take credit for it, like what happened on New Year's Eve. And I just want to say that because you guys know what you did, and you know it was wrong. And we need the media to come out and support Helena, to come out and support Tambayo, to come out and support your jazz thing and support all these other things that are happening. Bring your cameras out. We got enough people with cameras in the woods watching birds. We don't need that in North Carolina. You want to be progressive? You want to be California? You want to be New York? Bring your TV cameras to venues and put us on. Enough said.
Well, yeah, I hear you.
You feel me?
I have to say, there was just a bit actually on the news about the Blue Note and about some of the initiatives coming out of there, and Bill Whittington, the owner, and they are really trying to, elevate the music in this area. So there are some people working, and there are some people doing good things, and I think we just need to do more.
Yeah, we do.
If you go to the Blue Note, Bill, their page, they just posted a link to that little bit. And, Brett's open mic, Brett Chambers and his band were featured, and that was really cool,
That's good. I'm happy for them. That's dope.
Yeah.
No, definitely happy for them and everything. The other question I was going to ask Helena, and you kind of alluded to it and everything, is actually two questions, if it's all right with Zach. But one is that I'd love to hear your thoughts around education, because I'm actually right now at Hayti. That's why you'll hear a little bit of background noise in the background, because they're actually doing their art intensive. So there are a bunch of kids that are learning everything from robotics to theater to dance to a number of other things in that space. So I'd love to hear your thoughts around the importance of education, particularly education of our young folks in the arts. And then I'd also love to hear some comments that you might have in reference to making sure that when we go out and perform, that we're looking at getting the right kind of compensation, because I do know that sometimes some of the venues don't want to give the right kind of compensation either. So I'd love to hear your thoughts around that, because I know that that's another important issue across the board in the arts. It's not just in music, but it's also in film and theater and other things. But I'd love to hear your thoughts about both of those, if you don't mind.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing for me, and I don't know about other people, but for me, like, music in school was such an important part of my upbringing, of my life. And to see schools pulling back on art education and recess and those things, we are so busy filling our brains when we need to just empty and just get into our yin and our inspiration and just being, and music allows us to just be. It's such an important part of a healthy life, period. Like, if you want to get big picture on the whole thing, some music, I mean, everyone should do some form of music. And, I always tell people, if they don't play an instrument, they're appreciating and listening. We appreciate that. But like music, kids should have music in their lives. That music education, I do some vocal coaching. I need to do some more. It's hard to fit everything in. I have a couple of students. But it's, we have to raise the young. We have to give them the freedom without being judged, without feeling like they have to perform or be anything, just being in music and being in that vibe of just free-flowing creation. Like, I just picked up the ukulele the other day, and I don't know how to play this thing. I learned how to play, my son was like, yeah, let's learn a song. We learned a song in 5 minutes. And we're playing, I'm Yours he pulled up, and I know that song, and you done, and you bet I felt it, try to be chill, but just a heart.
Oh, yeah.
And I know that.
I love it.
Forever. Now I know how to play it. It took 5 minutes. I don't really play a lot of instruments well, but I'm trying to, hey, Kurt. And so Kurt. I think just bring it, but for us grown-ups too. And I want to say this, it's not just about education. It's about modeling the fact that we don't have to all be lawyers. We don't all have, I tell people, travel. That's the best education you can ever have. But, music, have instruments, have access for kids to really find out what their gift is, because we all have gifts, all of us. People say, I'm not creative. Yes, you are. You may not be a painter, but you are creative in other ways.
That's right.
And I have met someone the other day, I'm not an artist. Yes, you are. You just you haven't claimed it yet. You've got to claim we all are artists. All of us.
That's right. One of my lines in my song, you ain't got to be the best, just got to outlast the rest.
That's right.
I tell young people all the time, listen, just you do you. I have a little young lady now, 10 years old, that I'm mentoring, and she's going to be by my side, and we're going to be talking about stuff. And I'm actually going to have her and a few of her friends on the show in a few weeks, and I'm going to get it from a 10-year-old, 11-year-old, and 12-year-old's perspective of life, just to have them on. And what you just said is so important that people hear from you. Number one, you're extremely, modest, but super, super, uber talented. And we love to support women on our show. This is why we do what we do. We absolutely, Mark and I, we've been proponents of this before it was even popular. We always uplift women because you guys are the cradle of civilization and you're the strongest species on the planet. I say that all the time.
People.
That's right. And not just because I have daughters, but because of what you just said. You literally make people. You know what I'm saying?
My daughter last night. tall now. She keeps checking if she's taller than me. And I'm
Right.
like, I made you and
That's
your
right.
brother in here. And she's
That's right.
smiling. It's amazing. And you all are so beautiful and so amazing. It's just the best thing. But yeah, I think to me, education has to come. Education needs to be emotional health, how to have good relationships, how to communicate, how to follow your bliss, how to be joyful. And you don't always have to be happy, but to at least know what makes you tick, what brings you joy, what brings you fulfillment. And music is just such a big part, obviously, of that in many people's lives. But it's such a big, thing. It's more than just like people need to learn how to meditate. We need to learn
Amen. Amen.
how to think right, how to rise above and just manage emotions. Music is just an expression of our inner lives. It's one way to express it. There are many other, you know.
I
Anyways,
think that what you just said about getting into the spiritual when it comes to meditation, I tell people all the time, and I only tell my close circle this who already know this, I'm a very powerful manifestation person. Like I know there's certain things in my life that I want that I have to manifest and work on. And you said something very important when it comes to teaching ourselves what we already know, because society has taught it out of us.
it's
They have
unlearning.
yes, exactly.
We're
Unlearning. That's right.
unlearning.
And we have to totally, as artists, embrace the fact that it's our mission, whether we like it or not. We have a responsibility. Take on that role, even if it's one little thing or one major thing. It doesn't matter. As long as you let people know, listen, I'm on this side of the light. That's all that counts. And then we bring others with us. We bring and that's it.
Hey, Zach.
Yeah,
Yes.
no, I homeschool my kids. My daughter didn't learn to read until she was 9. I'm gonna be honest about that. That's not something I tell everybody, but now I guess I am telling everybody. But we let her find her way, and I think, and rather than putting her under the judgment thumb, we chose to go a different route. My kids have all been going to all kind of different schoolings, and they know who they are, and I am proud of that. If nothing else,
Right. And there's nothing wrong with that because everybody can't do everything all the time like everybody else. We are individuals. My mom died when I was 7. After that, I didn't really give a shit about school. I really didn't. I gravitated towards music because after that, I was like, well, this is pretty bad. There's nothing school is going to teach me that could undo this. You know what I'm saying? But, you are very, very cool in so many ways. And I would like to just let people know this is part 1 of a part 3 series. So she'll be back at least 2 more times, during the spring and summer. Straight up, I ain't putting you on blast, but there's so much more we got to get into. And next time you come on, I definitely want to have your mom on at least for 5 minutes because I got to talk to her.
I will have to talk.
Well as Lo and a few others.
She hates being on camera. What was the second question? I'm sorry, I lost.
Oh, it was about the nature of making sure that artists are getting paid.
In some aspects, we're still getting paid the same that I got paid back in the late 90s. What's up with that? But I also get it. The businesses were suffering this past year. And like I said, I go and I do these gigs, even though I don't make a lot, and I'm grateful. So I don't want to be ungrateful. But like artists shouldn't have to work for the exposure. Like, what is up with that?
See, the problem here is
we take years to learn what we do. It's valuable. Like,
yeah, it is. It is. And see, people here undercut each other. We didn't do that in New York. So I think that we got to, like you said, get that round table together and say, listen, this is our flat rate, whoever you're working for, and nobody undercut this shit. Because when you undercut another band, you're really undercutting yourself. Because next time that'll be you that gets less money. We're all worth our worth. My father taught me that. This is why at Napier Funk Army, we don't take certain gigs because we're worth our worth.
Well, you decide what you're worth too.
That's right. That's right. Amen.
I get emails. I get asked to do gigs, and if I feel like it's too low, I'll say something. I can't for that little.
Yep.
And I had an agent apologize to me the other day because I was like, I've been doing this for a long time. I cannot be that person who doesn't pay my musicians enough, and I still feel like I want to pay them more because they're so brilliant. I'm trying to, I think what I tell my band and my musicians, like, let's be the best we can be. so that we can demand higher, we can ask for more. But yes, some people do. Sometimes there's just a limited amount of money involved, and we're not magicians, so the clubs need to make money. I get it. We have a tip jar and all that stuff. But yeah, it's tricky, man. I did this full time before the pandemic for 20 years,
Same.
24 years.
Same.
And then it was gone. But I had already been thinking about getting a day job, because it's hard doing gigs every night. But yeah, I'm still I work getting the same money or less sometimes than I used to make when I was 25.
But you know what though? Your money's gonna come. This is my next manifestation for you. Your money's coming. We all gonna have so much money soon that we ain't gonna know what to do with it, because again, money is a tool. We need it for the things we need, but it does not create happiness within us. Mr. Mark Lee, I'm gonna give you about a minute to get whatever it is you got to get out, because I see your eyes.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to just get something out really quickly. Another quick question, and we'll get on out of here, because I know Helena's got the last word, because your guests always have amazing.
And she's got a gig tonight.
And she got a gig tonight. Oh,
did you say you had something to do tonight?
No, I'm meeting up I'm meeting up with someone.
Session.
Yeah, he's a bass player out of New York that I met, and we're gonna have a songwriting session.
Okay,
hey, but this is actually a question for both Helena and Zack in this particular case and everything. But one thing that I love to hear is that I think too often people are looking at the front jobs, and there's nothing wrong with front jobs. We need those people like you and Zack that are doing great jobs. We need the amazing musicians, some of whom you have shouted out, Helena, and everything. But if you look at the film industry or you look at the music industry, there's a whole lot of jobs out there, and I think that sometimes our people don't know about those jobs, and we've got to find ways to get them involved in those jobs. Because I know that if you go into a big concert, it takes the grips, it takes the sound stage people, it takes the stage hands, it takes the great sponsors like Monster and stuff like that. So it takes all of that kind of stuff. So you got to get the sponsors on in that regard. So
thank you,
I wondered if both of you could speak to the importance of the behind the scenes folks in this entertainment landscape. Because I think a lot of times the youth are thinking that they want to be the next whoever in whatever genre they are. And there's a lot of jobs out there that are outside of that they could also begin. Some of those actually get paid pretty well. But I'd love to hear y'all's thoughts around that.
Yeah, I mean, the sound guy, without the sound guy, there's those guys, the videographers, I mean, that's another thing that, with singing, people thinking it's glamorous. Let me tell you, New Year's Eve, I'm downtown with loading up the equipment at 2:00 in the morning, winding chords. I'm not the singer who just leaves. I've always been that way. I am going to be there and help and wind the last chord and bring the last piece of equipment to the car, because that's what a team player does. Like, I'm never, and occasionally it's not a place for that. But yeah, I'm always trying to give my musicians the spotlight. I want to, raise them up and give them their time as much as possible. I don't ever think I make it all about me, but yeah, there's a lot of different spots in the music industry. Like, when you have a stage production, I just went and saw Tina Turner. There's a whole bunch of people behind that stage who make that stuff run. The club owners, the bartenders, the servers, everybody's involved in this ecosystem where we bring joy and entertainment to people, food and whatever it is. Those roles are important for sure.
Yeah. Mark, I was going to mention something you said, and thank you. And today we're hanging out, of course, with the amazing Helena Redmond, singer extraordinaire, artist, entrepreneur, activist, blown up down here in North Carolina in 919 and around the world. So y'all need to check her out. And her beautiful family over in Sweden. Her mom, Prita, I love you. And yes, please, tell them all in Sweden to order all my stuff. Helena, get you the link. Trust me, you get the kickback from it. And Mr. Mark Lee, a producer for many shows, Funk for the Front Seat, to answer a little bit of your question and piggyback. And all you guys out there in the audience, very important to us. Thank you for staying active on the chat line. And we'll get back to you, as we can during the week. You guys make the show, and I love you all for it. And this show really is for you. But Mark, I think to piggyback on that question, I think that a lot of the stuff will come back like it should, because you have so many people that work at all these amphitheaters and, like Helena said, theaters behind the stage. But I also think, because music has become a digital thing now and it's so visceral, you don't need as many people physically around you all the time as you used to, Like on our team at Nappy Head, we got what, like a management team of what, like 8 people. That's not even a lot how it used to be compared to people that got 25, 30 people, you know, but we got about 8. And thank God I got all y'all, man, because it wouldn't work without none of y'all. David Brooks taking care of, you know, the website. And that's what I mean by some of these jobs have become behind the scenes digital. You know, we got Diego doing his booking thing. We got Q&A Entertainment. We got this. We got Heidi, you know, HJ Entertainment. So, you know, and of course, production, Adam Albright, which Adam, I'll see you on Thursday. We'll be back in the studio. But I think these digital jobs now have taken the place, and that's why we need to have more concert venues for all kinds of bands. We don't need to have bands that just play one thing and then, okay, you're going to see this or that. We need to start doing like the 60s, like at Woodstock, right, you know, where they had all bands. Santana was on with Sly and Funkadelic and, you know, this one and that one and Shana Na. All these bands played together on the same venues. I think that's where we'll get the crossover jobs because everybody can then network. And if you're a roadie for this band, you can say, hey, you got a spot open for me. You know, if something comes up and I'm not busy. That's what we need to do as a community, I think. Bring everything together under bubble. Let's have giant concerts and let everybody get off. You know?
Hey, and speaking of those giant concerts, and I'm going to be ready to bounce off so that Helena can do her thing. But before I bounce off, I think we've got an amazing concert coming up next month right here in the venue that I'm at.
Tell us about it, Mark.
Right now. We've got the Funk and Future Festival. It'll have all kinds of things from an amazing musician, one that we are actually talking to right now, none other than Zack Robinson. And of course, he'll be bringing down Tony Cam, and there'll be some other amazing musicians, including Helena Redmond right here in the spot and all in that way. And they'll be bringing some funk music right here into the Hayti Heritage Center, but there'll also be some technology because we'll be going to several venues because not only will it be happening at Hayti, but it is part of a larger weekend or a week of events that is taking place in Hartford, Connecticut. So it'll be tied into an event going on in Hartford. So we'll be representing Hartford, Durham, and the metaverse, just to say the least, and all in that space. So there'll be some technology going on. There'll be some music. There might even be, because I was talking earlier today to the gentleman that might be doing it, there might be some robots running around with some music that'll be coming straight up from Zack's soundtracks and stuff like that. So you might hear one of those songs. Who knows? Maybe it'll be the Funkin' in the Egg.
What day is it? What day is it, sir? What day is it?
It is on February 26th. That is the date, February 26th. So you're looking forward to seeing that amazing show at that time and all in that space. So definitely be there and definitely check out Funktology.com. That is the website, and there's already some stuff that is getting ready to be prepared. But early on this coming week, you should be able to see all kinds of information about what's taking place and get your tickets in that space. So definitely looking forward to seeing folks there. Yours truly will be doing some announcing because that's what I do. I produce and I also do some announcing every once in a while as well. So on that note, I'm going to jump on out of here.
You forgot to tell people your other job. You're actually the mayor.
Voice.
Mark is the mayor. Yeah, see, everybody loves his voice. Even my girlfriend loves his voice. Kevin, my producer, said, wow, you're great. But Mark got the voice. I'm so jealous, bro, of your voice. I swear to God.
That's a good point. Woo.
Helena, you're not the only person. Everybody says Mark got the voice. Boot me out. I bust my ass for an hour and 20 minutes, and then Mark comes on for 2 minutes, and he got the voice.
Yep.
I love you, bro. Wakanda forever.
Yep, totally Wakanda forever. But I'm getting to bounce on out of here, and I will catch y'all later. I know you're going to turn it over to Helena for that last word.
Yes. Yeah, I love you, bro.
I love you too.
And things of that nature. Yo,
Thanks,
Mark is so dope. He's like one of the dopest human beings I know, man. That brother, I love him to death. Helena, you've been a fantastic guest. I'd love to invite you back for part 2 at your convenience. Off air, we'll sit down. I'll call you during the week and we'll set up some more dates because we have more fascinating stories. We want to get into what you're doing in 2023. We want to get, and by then you'll have done some sessions and, you know, did some writing, and we can come back and revisit that, as well as have your mom on, because I need to ask your mom, just send her some love and just say thank you to your family and your sister and all the people that support you. They are now part of the Nappy Head Funk Army family. So all you guys over there, you're now part of us. So we love you. We got you. We got you. We got you. Anything that she does, all her people in her circle, you are now part of the Nappy Head Funk Army Crusaders. So we got you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Helena, you've been an amazing guest. I wish you nothing but success and peace and love. I'm going to give you the last word, and you can speak on any topic you want to speak on, and you can take as long as you want. I'm going to give you the full screen. Mr. Mark Lee, please give her the full screen, sir. Thank you. Give her the.
Thank you. Thank you, Zack. Thank you so much. First of all, thank you for having me on. And I just wanted to tell you, my mom just wrote that she thinks you're a super cool, really awesome guy. And yeah, some stuff like that in Swedish. Thank you for having me. I appreciate this. It's definitely been a ride since I got here to North Carolina, and you've been a part of that. So I really appreciate you for bringing me in and pushing me in directions and into possibilities that I might not have maybe seen myself necessarily. I'm just very grateful to be able to do what I love, to be able to share that with the world, and that people want to hear it and listening and supporting. I'm never forget to be grateful about that every single day. I do want to mention, the band Jives that I've been singing with for over a year now. We are playing all over the Triangle. You can find us at Jives, all capitals, on Facebook, and you'll see my face. I'm also doing some other projects, doing some more jazzy projects. So I have a show coming up at Bond Brothers East Side in Cary, a really amazing music venue and brewery. On March 4th, I'm going to be there it started as a quartet, and I actually added a guitar player. We're rehearsing and cooking up some really groovy arrangements of things. We're going to play all kind of different things, but our way. And it's going to be an amazing show. Don't miss that. I'm posting information, and you can buy tickets ahead or just get there. The tickets are only $10. It's a really cool, small, intimate music venue. They have a sound guy and lights and all that kind of stuff. So it's gonna be a really good show, very intimate show. And you'll get to know me a little bit more intimately, what I do and all the different things that I get into. I There's so much to say. Sometimes I don't even know where to start, but I am very grateful to be here, and to all the young people out there. Just work hard. Half the time, or most of the time, it really is just showing up, going to that show, going to the rehearsal, going out, meeting. You never know, like the time you didn't feel like doing something or you didn't want to go. That's happened to me so many times now. I end up going and I meet that one person that I needed to meet to get to the next step. When you need a teacher, you have to ask. You have to leave your house. You have to go out, and you do meet the people that you need to meet, that can, help you on your journey, and then, help other people. Be generous. It's not all about you. The world is big, and there's room for all of us, and there's room for everyone, and all the talent. We need to lift each other up, inspire each other, and just being good people. Kindness is a huge thing. Joy, just having fun, and we're all doing this together. So don't forget that. And sometimes people struggle. They can say stuff and do stuff. It doesn't have anything to do with you most of the time. There are people that um, I can hear people come to me and say, "Oh, so and so said this and this," and I'm like, that has nothing to do with me. What people think about me has nothing to do with me, whether it's good or bad. What I think is the most important thing at the end of the day is how you feel about you. And I've been raising my kids that way. They ask me, what should I do? What do you want to do? What do you think? How do you feel? So always come back to the mirror. That's where all the growth is. That's where all the important stuff is. And you should care about other people as well, obviously. But if you don't love yourself, it's hard to love other people, and it's hard to let other people love you. So I think that's been a red thread in my life, has always been growth. About every day I wake up, how can I be better today? How can I show up better in the world for other people? How can I care about what's going on? I am an activist, politically and otherwise. I try to, just think about what matters, to zoom out as much as you can and live every day as if you are not going to be here tomorrow. I have lost some people in my life, and I know I have one of my best friends on my fridge, Camilla. She passed away very sadly, very early, and she's a daily reminder. This painting is a daily reminder that life is short, and we get this one life to do what we need to do, and maybe also just take time to just be, which is what I'm going to do today. I'm going to take a nap, have some tea, and take care of this instrument, this body that I'm living in, that I beat up so hard sometimes, doing everything and hustling to try to get into this this completely new scene that I've gotten into. And I have worked hard, and I am grateful to the people that have lifted me up and held my hand through it. I have to give a shout out to my girlfriends that I met here. Patty Kohler, Susan, and Tanya, my three bosom buddies that I met paddleboarding, that are my support every day. I love you guys so much. We have the most crazy conversations. We talk about everything, the joy, the up and down of life. Value your friends. They're going to be with you, and they are important. I have some good friends, Gail, who lives in DC, my Trinidadian sister from another mister, and other friends in Sweden. But yes, life is too short to hate on other people, and be angry. Forgive quickly, move on. You have more important things to do than talk about people. Gossip is so small. People don't come to me with gossip because they know I'm just going to go, I don't want to hear it. I don't care. I have more important things to do in my life, than to think about what other people are doing, and they can live their lives however they want to. It's fine with me. Live and let live, and love, so, I think, I can say more, but I'm going to be back. Thank you, Zach. Thank you, Mark. And Zach, I wanted to say, I need a team. I'm doing all this by myself. I am tired. I mean, no, I'm not going to say that. Sorry, my partner, Lo, he's busting his butt too. We do this together, but I'm saying, like, bringing myself back from doing nothing and not knowing anyone. I have been hustling hard. Also trying to get my income back, my kids established. There's been a lot. I am tired. My soul is tired.
Yeah.
But I'm going to just keep pushing on. And I appreciate people like you who reach out and check in, make sure I'm okay.
Yeah. You mean a lot to me. I told you, you're my little sister.
But,
So,
Lo
I
and
love you.
I are hustling. We're trying to make opportunities for the musicians, for ourselves, for just to get positive messages out into the world. And I am working on some music, and I'm going to have my own voice being more and more out there. I'm working on it.
I told you I would help you.
Get out of your own way. I need to come and sit with you.
Yes.
You need to show me some things, because I can't do it all by myself. I'm tired. And so, Lo is such a big, he's been a really good partner in this. He does so much. I was having I run sound too, Zach. I don't know if you know that, but
I didn't know that.
I'm the sound guy at our gigs. But, Lo, I have to give him props. Lo got a bunch of speakers. He's been buying stuff. He shows up early. He puts the stuff up now. I don't have to do that anymore. Oh, my God, it's such a relief. I do help him, but, I don't have to do it by myself anymore. And I just really appreciate that. The belief the belief that so many people have in me.
We really do. See,
it explodes about that. I can't tell you enough about that.
And it's all good. And we'll have them on soon too, when you come back. But you have so many good people around you. Like, we got you. And whenever you need to take a meeting with me, we schedule one, we sit down and we work on the plan that I was telling you about back when we did September, at Labor Day, and you came to the after party, and I was like, yo, I can help you do this, because I got a good team behind me. So
I need merchandise.
It's just be passing on information that people are helping
ask me about t-shirts. I don't have CDs. I don't have anything, but I'm new. Like, I'm not.
We'll work on that. We got you. You in our circle, because Tony Cam and Jackie Cam, big part of this whole Nappy Head Renaissance, Oak City Music Collective, HJ Entertainment. first we get the right people, but see, you're part of that. Penda Jones, you know, that Lounge Religious thing. You're part of all of this, and we got you. We put our arms around you. We embrace you. We got you. And having said that, all those beautiful things you said, I am honored to have met your family and chatted with them. I am honored to have had you on the show. And we're going to come back again and do this real soon. So you hang out. I'm going to take you out with one of your favorites since you like her so much. And for everybody out there watching, Funk from the Front Seat, 9 on the Grind TV, big shout out. My daughter Kayla in college. My other daughter Maya, I love you. Big shout out Ella, I love you. Big shout out Chrissy, I love you. I know how we do, boo. Let's get out of here. Mark me. You never miss the water till the well runs dry, y'all. Hey, what's up, real time? Some from the Front Seat, Norway, Amsterdam, everybody up in there, Germany, Stockholm, Australia. What's up, Carmen? What's up, Wendy? Tokyo, Elizabeth in Ireland, I love you. Cocolino, Italy. Never miss the water till the well runs dry. America, what up there? Philadelphia, DC, Chocolate City, New York, my home. Detroit, love you, Jay. Minneapolis, thank you, Vanessa, for making me another hat. Woo! Dr. Brookenstein in Philly, I got you. Delaware, are you aware? Pennsylvania, I got you. South Carolina, North Carolina, we got you. Arena Redmond with us today, y'all. Georgia, Kentucky, Florida, New Orleans. Happy Headphones Army, get yours now, y'all. New Jersey, you heard what's up, Donna? Got to get you some merch, sweetie. Canada, Tokyo, I'm young, I say yo. Japan, China, we got you. Las Vegas, Nevada, how you doing, Joanne? Shout out Oak City Music Collection. Tony Cam, Funk All Star Tour, we got you. Brendan, Ohio, pop your head like this, Lucy and Patty. Go Bengals, we got you. Woo! Feeling good. Y'all go out and spread some love today, all right? Helena Redmond was with us. Oh, she was fire, y'all, fire.
Thanks for watching, everyone. This was fun.
Hawaii, Samoan, doing the Humpty Hump, Humpty Hump. Dubai, India. What's up, Kid? I know you watching. The whole continent of Africa. Haiti, we got you. Ukraine, we didn't forget about you. Russia, you got to stop that. No wars around the world. We don't need no war. We need love. You never miss the water till the well runs dry, y'all. Keep that in mind. Use your third eye. Everybody around the world, give yourselves a hug today. Love each other. Call somebody. Make an eye care call today, y'all. Tell them you love them. Helena Redmond's going to be back with us real soon. Woo! Nothing but a party in the front seat. Woo! Feeling good, y'all. My producer, Mr. Mark Lee, extraordinaire. I love you, Mark. All the funky fans, man. I love you guys, man. Thank you for checking in. Thank you for lifting us up. We love you. Mama Sandy, you having surgery. Feel better, honey. P-Funk Radio. New Funk Radio. Philly Phil, get on the funk bus. Robin Circle of P. Larry Funkster Jones on Saturday night, y'all. Godzilla Radio.
Philly Phil, I love you in Texas, bro. Y'all be rocking that basketball team down there. We out of here. Funk from the front seat. Our guest today, Helena Redmond, was in the house, and y'all know it was super duper hot because that's how we roll. You heard some great stories. You heard her last word. Y'all go out and support this woman. Her information's on the bottom of the thread. And I will see y'all next week, where I think we got the Club Funketeers and Peppermint Patty and all that whole Bootsy thing coming through with Cheryl and Shawana. So y'all tune in next week. Again, this is our second show of January. And so far this month, we had the Wizard. We had Helena on. It's only going to get better, y'all. We love you. Peace, love, and harmony. I'm number 9, your host, Funk from the Front Seat, Down on the Grind TV. I'm out.
Thank you.
And we rapping.
Thanks for having me.